Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PS3 review. Today I'm going to take a look at Little Big Planet, which if you've never played it before, it's basically an action-adventure puzzle platformer. It's got a lot of elements from a lot of games. This isn't the start. I know you guys always expect to go right into the start because that's how I prefer to actually do it. I prefer to show the start, show exactly what you're getting when you get the game. But with this, it's a load of boring tutorials. So instead I've opted for just going here, which is basically your room. You're allowed to do whatever you want with it. So this is the first pretty much game experience you're going to get. Walking around, you can push square here. Hearted, that is just simply for when you want to heart something, so you say, wow, I love this item so much, so I'm going to heart it so that people know that I love this item or love this level. You've then got stickers and decorations, which is, these are also part of making levels, but they're just basically for fun. You can put them around levels, you can put them around levels that you've made or levels that you're just playing on. Sometimes they're actually there to help solve puzzles as well, so it's just one of them things that you want to look out for. For example, if you see any stars and you've got the star one, then try putting a star on it and see what happens. You can also get some actual solid items, not just stickers. So there, like a fish, it looks a bit 3D, although to be fair I probably chose the wrong item to use there. If you've got the eye toy, you can custom make some stickers and things like that, so that's pretty damn cool. And you can also take photographs. You can use this little tag thing here to pick things up and get rid of things and stuff like that. It's one of the tools that you use for making your own levels. But anyway, you've got Moon there, the info one there, the My Moon there, Little Big Planet. Info Moon, just, it's just information really. Quite literally you can view information about yourself, friends, you can view the news. My Moon is where you go and create your own levels. Level creators, too long to actually show off unfortunately, because there's tons of tutorials, there's tons of stuff to do. But I will show a made level, so it's still showing you what's actually, what you can do with it. So anyway, go into the main game here, and there's a lot of levels on the game, but they don't take all that long to beat, and there's a few challenges as well. So I'll show you one of the levels, I'll show you one of the challenges, then I'll show you the created level as well. And you've got story mode though, which is story, quick play, which is quick play, and that cool one, which is where you play the other levels. Just thought I'd mention them because I pretty much breezed by them. Then from there you've got a choice of play online, play on my own, add to hearted. It's 4-player co-op, online and offline, and some of the challenges do actually require co-op to beat them, so that's a bit of a bad thing if obviously you've got no one who can particularly play the game either well, or just if you've got no one to play the game with. Maybe you're isolated, like in an isolation place or something, I don't know. Anyway, you can then view how many of the goodies and prizes you've got, your high score and stuff like that, because that's where basically the replayability comes into it, getting 100% on all the levels, like getting all the costume pieces and that. And I will actually show you how to design your own Sackboy, because it's pretty cool. You've got a lot of options to do. Some of the things are downloadable content, some of them are free, a lot of them cost, and they cost actually quite extortionate amounts of money for what you're actually getting. But whatever, they've got to make it's a good way to make extra cheap, like easy money, so you know, it's not something you can particularly complain about. So anyway, you can make your Sackboy whenever you want to. I've just got a few of the materials here. You can do things like the zebra there, you can put glasses on or take glasses off, you can choose different helmets and things like that, so you can do a spaceman if you want to, and just it's just things like that really. It's quite fun to do, and it's something that you can definitely get in some laughs with by creating some zany costumes. Whole point of the game though is you basically go left to right, jump on some platforms, collect some blue balls or bubbles, what they're actually called, to get your score up, and then you get the end of the level and do it all again on the next level, unless it's one of the challenges, which as I said I will show. There's a few secrets throughout the level, like as I've mentioned, the using the stickers. This starts one of the races here, and don't want to get crushed by that because you can die, and when you do die, those white circles, brown circles with a white ring around them, is where you spawn from. But you've got a limited number of lives. It seems to differ per section. Sometimes you can die a load of times, sometimes you can't. But this here, top left's got your normal score, top right's got the score that you could gain from actually beating the race. So obviously if you finish the race with 10,000 left on that big red circle, you'll get an extra 10,000. So that's pretty damn cool. Graphically the game looks fantastic, and musically some levels sound really good, some sound a bit So I'm just going to shut up for a little bit and let you listen to a couple tracks. so there we go then, that was a bit of the music and a bit of the sound effects as well. As you might have already noticed, there's the blue bubbles, when you were collecting them on the race, they basically slow the timer down and pretty much bring it to a dead halt, to be fair, so that helps you out. You can also get multipliers from collecting them. The maximum is 100 times multiplier. And there's basically the whole point of the game, as you might have already noticed, it's very casual, it's very like cutesy and fun type thing. It's a pretty good game, but there are a few things that I have gripes with. For example, you can change your plane. Now, you might know what I mean by that, but basically you can walk like in 3 different planes, so background, foreground, and whatever the hell the other one is, although sometimes you can only do 2 planes. And basically, the computer will change those planes when it thinks you should change them, and sometimes it can really screw you over. It's also a little problem with the level creator, just simply how long it takes, and if you mess up a section then you have to go back, like right the way back, and just things like that, and it's just a few little annoyances that don't really spoil the game, but they do make it a little bit of a better game at times. But other than just jumping around and avoiding traps like that fire there and avoiding enemies, you've got to do other things. You can, for example, grab onto things. You can also get a jetpack so you can fly around a little bit, and usually the jetpack's just for cool puzzles, like not just flying, but like, for example, the first one you come across is picking up a load of items and then dumping them in a box so that the drawbridge falls down. So it's just basically a load of cool things like that. But anyway, I'm going to quickly go on to the created level now, just to show you what some people can do, because while not all the levels are particularly great, because some people just put them on just simply to get trophies for creating levels, there are actually some really good levels out there as well. So here we go then, this is just the created level. All of this stuff was created by a guy, and I actually think it's one of the best levels that I've played so far. It's just the type of thing that you can really do some really good levels if you just put the effort and time into it. You can also leave comments about levels, you can rate them, and just do things like that. So it's a really good community, but it's just one of them things that if you don't like this sort of thing, then you're probably not going to get much playtime out of the game, because the main game isn't all that long. As I say, some of the challenges are specifically for like doing co-op and that, so if you've got the able to play with that, then again it's going to last you even shorter. But it's also the same old argument of it depends on how great a person's skill is or how thorough they are on finding the items, because there's all sorts of items to create your own levels, like music tracks and, well, objects like this for example. But as I say, it's just like that with all games pretty much. So anyway, I'm going to cut on to one of the challenges now, just to show you the types of things that you can do with the challenges, and as I did say, I would show you it anyway. So here we go then, this is one of the challenges. This is, in case you haven't worked it out, this is basically just playing jump rope. This will get faster and that and get harder to navigate, and you get points for it, and then you go on leaderboards. There's other such challenges like climb up to the top of a castle and get on a skateboard and race, so there's some variations there. Just want to reiterate a couple of things, mainly about the online, which I've just said, which I know I've already said, but it's like, as well as doing the tags and the ratings and the comments and that, you can also get gifts from them sometimes, so it's a good reason to play online. And it's about what type of gamer this appeals to, because I mean, if you think Half-Life is the best game ever, then I honestly don't know if this is something you'd go for. But if you think Mario Galaxy is the best game ever, then I think that it could be worth buying a PS3 for this game alone. It's very hard to actually say just what type of gamer this game appeals to, because there's nothing else like it pretty much. Because while yes, it is strictly a platformer, it's very, very unique. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.